There is a widespread view that the Church tends to diminish the role of women in society and insists on preserving an outdated patriarchal system. Such accusations against the Church are heard quite often, but they are unfair. Why? 1. It is in the Christian tradition that women from the very beginning have played the role that in many ways equated them with men. St. Paul writes the following: "For as many of you as were baptized into Christ have put on Christ. There is neither Jew nor Greek, there is neither slave nor free, there is neither male nor female, for you are all one in Christ Jesus." 2. Along with the male disciples, Jesus was followed by female disciples, who were known by name. Women are given a significant place in the Gospel narratives. We see Jesus talking with a Samaritan woman, with Martha and Mary, with a sinful woman, with a woman taken in adultery, with a woman who had been bleeding, with a Canaanite woman, with Mary Magdalene, and other women. 3. The women who follow Jesus play an important role in the stories of all 4 evangelists who wrote about Christ's suffering, death, and resurrection. While the male disciples, when Jesus was arrested, left him and fled, the women continued to follow him. They stood at Jesus' cross. They came very early on the first day of the week to his tomb to anoint his body with spices, and they were the first to see him risen. It was from women that the male disciples had learned that Christ had risen. 4. All of Christ's apostles were men, but nevertheless there have been women in the history of the Church who have been glorified as equal to the apostles. For example, Saint Mary Magdalene, Saint Nina, the Enlightener of Georgia, Saint Olga of Kiev. 5. The apostolic succession of the hierarchy has been passing down through the ages only through the male line, and is present in the ministry of men. However, in no way does that diminish women, for it is not a question of different rights, but of different vocations. 6. St. Paul observes that there are diversities of gifts, but the same Spirit. There are differences of ministries, but the same Lord. And there are diversities of activities, but it is the same God who works all in all. But the manifestation of the Spirit is given to each one for the profit of all. Women's ministry has its own special place among the other ministries, on which the body of the Church is based. A woman cannot be a bishop or a priest, but she can be an abbess of a convent, she can direct a choir, be a professor of theology, and hold other important positions, including those that require participation in the administration of the Church. 7. According to the teaching of the Church, a man and a woman in a family do not have different rights, but different vocations. Only the woman is said to be saved through childbearing. Childbearing and raising children are parts of a unique vocation of women. Certainly, men also participate in it, but the woman here has a special responsibility. Only a woman can be a mother, and there is no substitute for this calling in the family, while the father has his own irreplaceable vocation. 8. The attitude of the Church towards women can be judged by how highly the Church holds the Mother of God. The Most Holy Theotokos is the Mother of Christ and the Mother of the Church. She is called more honorable than the cherubim and beyond compare more glorious than the seraphim. That is, in her holiness, she is above the angels. 9. In the person of the Mother of God, the Church glorifies motherhood, the inalienable asset and advantage of women. The image of the mother with the infant in her arms, who is tenderly clinging his cheek to her cheek, is the ideal which the Orthodox Church offers to every Christian woman. This image present in countless variants in all Orthodox churches, has the greatest spiritual appeal and moral power. And as long as the Church exists, it will remind women of their primary calling in their earthly lives, motherhood and the raising of children. 10. The Church calls on women to take care not so much of the external attractiveness, but of the inner spiritual beauty. When addressing women, St. Peter the Apostle writes the following: "Do not let your adornment be merely outward, arranging the hair, wearing gold, or putting on fine apparel. Rather, let it be the hidden person of the heart, with the incorruptible beauty of a gentle and quiet spirit, which is very precious in the sight of God." Such inner spiritual beauty was manifested by the Mother of God, and many holy women after her.